You know it wouldn't be a complete video without a Sadie. Hello, what do you have to say to the people, Sade? Hmm? Hello! This is a very special video because I have a very special announcement. My debut novel, The Songbird's Refrain, is available for pre-order in ebook and paperback right now. Like, right now. I thought now would be a good time to tell you all about the Songbird's Refrain, when it will be available, how to get an advanced reader copy if that's something you're interested in, and more stuff that I'm doing throughout the pre-sale. Alright, let's go. The Songbird's Refrain is a standalone young adult supernatural suspense. I'm gonna read you the back of book summary because it took about 1 billion years to write, and I'm proud of it. When a mysterious show arrives in town, 17-year-old Elizabeth Brighton is both intrigued and unsettled, but none of the acts capture her attention quite like the blue-eyed woman. Locked in a birdcage and covered in feathers, the anguish in her voice sounds just a little too real to be an act, because it isn't. The show's owner, a sadistic witch known only as the Mistress, is holding her captive, and she's chosen Elizabeth as her next victim. After watching the blue-eyed woman die, Elizabeth is placed under the same curse. She clings to what little hope she can find in the words of a fortune teller and in her own strange dreams. The more she learns, the more she suspects that the Mistress isn't as invulnerable as she appears. But time is against her, and every feather that sprouts brings her closer to meeting the blue-eyed woman's fate. Can Elizabeth unlock the secret to flying free, or will the Mistress's curse kill her and cage its next victim? And that's it. So yeah, this story follows Elizabeth. At the start of the story, she's a somewhat passive character with a lot of problems. She's isolated socially, she's unsure about her future, she has a hard time speaking her mind, but she refuses to take any of these things too seriously, and she doesn't really take herself seriously either. She does a lot of deflecting with humor. So once she's kidnapped, a lot of her arc revolves around her realizing that she's going to have to be more proactive if she wants to have any hope of stopping the curse. Because she's got some really big things up against her, and probably the biggest thing against her is the Mistress, who's the witch holding her captive. She's very powerful. She has this power to speak in a special voice that's impossible to disobey. She's cool, she's confident, she's magnetic, and beneath all of that is an old soul that is very, very sadistic and very, very bored, which is the worst combination to have against you. Luckily, Elizabeth does have a few things on her side. There are some potential allies who I'm going to let you meet by reading the book, but I wanted to tell you about her dreams. These are an exciting part of the plot, and the summary only got to touch on them briefly. There are two kinds. One seems to come from another time and place, and they're of a beautiful woman named Alice and the woman who is in love with her. The other kind seems to take place in Elizabeth's time, and they're just about an ordinary girl who's in high school like her. Is this time and age relevant to love interesty reasons? Who knows? I know. The answer is yes. So what do these dreams mean? And what do they have to do with Elizabeth being kidnapped and cursed? I don't know. You'll have to read the book to find out. There are a few trigger warnings in this book that I would like to make you aware of. Body horror is a big one. Elizabeth grows feathers from her skin slowly throughout the novel. Child abuse is also featured in the backstory of some characters. Character death is a thing that happens. And finally, this novel tackles themes of consent and lack thereof. It's in a non-sexual setting, but I think the parallels are pretty obvious, so make sure you stay safe. So the Songbird's Refrain is coming out September 3rd, but the first 3 chapters are available to read now on my website. If you're a booktuber or a book reviewer interested in receiving an advanced reader copy, I have a Google form that I'll be linking to in the description below. I offer ebook arcs for both Kindles and other devices, and I also have a limited number of print copies to share, although I will be more selective with those because shipping gets a little pricey, especially internationally. If you aren't a book reviewer but still want to join in on the fun before the book's release, I'm hosting a pre-order giveaway. The number of prizes is going to depend on the number of applications I receive, and I'm keeping the prizes a secret because it will depend on how many winners there are. But you can expect some bookish goodies, some cool stuff, maybe cookies. I'll bake you cookies. So I'm gonna link to the pre-order giveaway form in the description. And even if you don't want to or can't pre-order the book, you can still get in on the fun. So you can add the Songbird's Refrain on Goodreads. I'm also going to be creating a Discord server for all of us to hang out until the release. So if you want a chance to meet a bunch of cool people, here it is. I'll link to all that stuff in the description too. And that's pretty much it. I'm just really excited to finally get this book out in the world. I hope you love it as much as I do. Okay, bye. Just look at her. Just look at her. Oh, okay. My debut novel, Songbirds Refrain. Rough too strong style, hello. I'm losing my voice. I have no idea if I'm reading this convincingly. Nobody hire me to do an audiobook. How do you pronounce that? That was the lamest thing I've ever done.